The book, Flipping Boxcars, is about my grandfather. He was an entrepreneur, a businessman, a politician in a way, not elected, but also a bootlegger and a hustler and a gambler. So it's really about the dichotomy of a human being with how they fight to survive and how they dream big and want things to happen. For me, the book became inspired. You would have these. My grandfather passed before I was ever got a chance to meet him, and yet I felt very connected to him through these stories, the way he dressed, the things I heard, and that's really what inspired this book. But a real story is that B.B. King was in his restaurant, sleep under the counter, and it's because they had been gambling all night and my grandfather just didn't know where to lay him down and just let him sleep in the restaurant. And everybody woke up the next day was like, "Yo, is that B.B. King like on the floor?" So that's always a funny, great story. I think that's amazing. I had to admit that I locked in, but Walter Mosley, his characters, the way he writes his book, Devil in the Blue Dress, one of my favorites, both as a book and a movie, and it really was the inspiration of this world. I love James McBride, and then I also, I like to read kind of like lawyery crime stuff, so I'm a John Grisham fan from those days, and a little Clancy. I like a little espionage in the world, and you got to find characters, and you're solving little puzzles, and then it kind of comes out. So I love that kind of reading. Probably the comedian that, I love Richard Pryor, I love Eddie Murphy, but the comedian that gave me my inspiration, the one that kind of led me to believe that I can do it, is the late Robin Harris, Baby Kid. So he's one of those comedians that I always loved every time he was in something, and he performed like an uncle or a cousin, and that's the style that I've started to develop and perform as, like just somebody already. Oh man, the WGA and the SAG strike, it is really too long. I mean, it's really starting to affect so many people in this business beyond the actors and the people you see on screen. This business takes a lot of people to get a TV show going, so it's a lot of great people who are really under some financial duress. I think that the biggest thing for us is that we want the studios and the exhibitors to just be a little more forthcoming with disclosing where the money is. The streamers, they don't have to reveal. They can say you're number one without giving you any analytics. You can't look them up. You have no idea what's worth what, and that means that they get to set the market. They get to say that one person is worth this amount of money and another person is this, and you have no way to argue it. So you have no idea your real value, and you can't really do that. That's just unfair trade practices. I have no idea if you're gonna pay some guy $20 million and then offer me $3 million, and I'm like, how do I decipher that? I'm supposed to believe that I'm $17 million less than this guy because you do? You can't be in control of that number without telling me why. So I think that those things right there have to be really clear, and that's what we're really fighting for the creators, the people who actually create and bring things to the table, put it on the screen, deliver the content for you, be able to share in the numbers, man.